Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am obviously joined by my boyfriend, Nick. If you have been watching my videos for a long time, then you probably know he is not a big fan of being on camera. So this is a rare treat. And in this video, we're going to be answering a ton of your personal questions on our relationship and I guess relationships in general. I asked you guys on Instagram and in the community forum to give me all of your questions, and there were so many of them, like hundreds of them. So I did my best to kind of pick through and choose some of the most frequently asked questions and some that I thought were more interesting as well. Also, if you guys do end up liking this video and you want me to do a second part, then let me know in the comment section below and give Nick lots of positive reinforcement so he comes back. Are you happy to be here?
I'm thrilled.
Thanks for being here, honestly.
For sure.
Okay, so the first question, which has been asked many times, I think we've answered it in a past video that we did, but how long have we been together and how did we meet?
Well, I think we've been together for almost 7 years, which is fucking crazy.
7 years in August.
Okay.
I feel like after we've passed a year, we just kind of round up though. Especially in fights. You know what I mean? No? Okay, well anyways. And how did we meet?
We met because we have a mutual friend, Levi, who posted a picture of Juliana's Instagram, and I just texted him asking who it was, and then he was like, oh, it's my friend Julia, she's awesome, she's super cool, blah, blah, blah. She's single. And I was like, cool. I was like, what's up? You know, will you introduce me? And he said, yeah, for sure. And he said, are you in Brooklyn right now? And I was like, no, you and I both live in LA, obviously. Why would I be in New York? And he was like, oh shit, well she lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I was living in New York at the time and Nick was living in LA.
Yeah, I think that Levi and Julia were together that day and he like allegedly talked me up a little bit and like got her to look at my Instagram. This sounds so fucking immature to say.
Give the abbreviated version. We met on Instagram, but we were introduced through a mutual friend.
Kinda. Julia liked some of my photos, and then I liked some of her photos back, like we're in high school, and then she DM'd me, and then she sent me her phone number.
And then we started talking every single day for like hours on end. Okay, here's a question that a lot of you guys asked. What does Nick do for work? I'm gonna let him answer that because people are very confused about this.
Oh really? I'm a songwriter. I write songs.
And a musician.
Yeah, I mean I've been playing guitar since I was 8 and like been in bands since I was 10, like little kid bands, and then toured for a long time, started when I was 18. In 2014, I like kind of accidentally started doing like co-writing, songwriting, like with and for other artists. You know, kind of part-time while I was also doing my own band, and then I'd say maybe 4 years ago I started doing it full-time. Yeah, I write songs with people.
But he's also really talented himself. And he has written a lot of his own music too, which the world may never see. Going along with that, a couple people asked, what is your favorite song that you've ever written?
I don't know, maybe an annoying answer, but probably stuff that is like hasn't been recorded, that's just in my head.
Okay, what is your favorite popular song that you've ever written?
That's out? I mean, I really love 1950 by King Princess.
Yeah, that was a good song.
I don't know, maybe like some Machine Gun Kelly stuff, like the song Lonely I really love a lot. I don't know.
Okay, getting into the deeper relationship question. Who is more jealous and how do you deal with that?
I don't feel jealous. I feel like I used to be more jealous probably in my younger years.
When we were together?
Yeah, sure.
I cannot believe.
I'll admit.
I still feel like you can be sometimes, but I would say Nick is definitely the more jealous person, but he has definitely over time just developed trust in the relationship.
I don't know, I feel more confident in the relationship than maybe when we were first dating. I feel like as you get older and you have more experience, you gain more confidence and I don't know, just more acceptance, hopefully. I feel like I have. If someone's gonna do something shitty or sketchy in a relationship, then like kind of like so be it, you know? It wasn't meant to be. I don't know if that sounds weird. If you're with someone also and they're like making you uncomfortable in a way that you are kind of put in a position to be jealous, then like it's probably not worth it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I hate being on camera.
I think Nick used to be kind of jealous when we first started dating, but our relationship also started off long distance. So had you ever been in a long distance relationship?
Only like when I've been on tour a bunch and had a girlfriend at home, but not,
it didn't
not
start.
like this.
Yeah, because when we met, we were both living in different states across the US. So I think that was possibly some reason for maybe some of the jealousy. But yeah, honestly, I know I don't feel very jealous. I know a lot of women claim to not feel jealousy, and maybe that's true, maybe it's not, but I think like the bottom line is Nick and I live together. We've been together for a really long time, and I don't know, like we come home to each other every day, so I just don't really feel that way. Nick, when did the cats finally capture your heart, and how did Julia convince you to adopt a chill baby?
I mean, when we started dating, Julia had 2 cats. She had Hanley and Carmen.
2 cats.
So it was a package deal, and I accepted that, and then I kind of got tricked into getting the other 2 cats.
What do you mean tricked?
Because you were like, can we foster a kitten? And we fostered this cat that was like the cutest thing you've ever seen, obviously, it's just a kitten. And we both got super attached, and then Julia was like her master plan the whole time.
Honestly, I didn't think I was gonna get so attached.
And then like a year ago, she was volunteering on Skid Row downtown LA, and allegedly found this kitten.
Nick, shut up.
And then showed up at that house with a kitten. And it was like all sick and messed up. And then she took it to this woman who helped kind of rehabilitate it, and then we fostered that cat. And then it's like,
and now we have 4 cats?
It's insane. And they all have to be fed separately. They all eat different kinds of food. And
it is true. 4 cats is absolute insanity, and honestly,
we have to hire a cat sitter if we want to leave town for a day.
Oh man, okay. This has been asked many times. Do you share finances or pay your own bills, and who picks up the check at dinner? I'll answer this one.
Okay, sure.
Well, we don't have like joint finances, like we don't have an account together, and for the most part, we pay all of our own bills separately. We both have a mortgage. I mean, we live together, so we split certain things, but I don't know. I feel like when we first started dating, we were both kind of broke, and we've gone through phases in our relationship of being each broke separately.
Yeah.
And when we were both struggling financially, I think we were more, I don't know, what's the word?
Stingy?
No, we would like split things up more intently. But now, we don't really do that so much. I mean, we do Venmo each other occasionally, but not that often.
I get Venmo requests for cat food. Like,
that's
here's
one
the
of the
deal.
things. Hold on.
I pay for like,
Nick, stop.
I pay for like a lot of like.
Do not make me look bad.
Like, no.
You get Venmo requests for the cats, but that's something we agreed to split, and I pay all of our utilities. Nick pays the mortgage of this house because he owns the house.
I own this house, so I pay everything for the house. Like,
you pay the mortgage.
Yeah, I pay the mortgage and all the, insurance and all that kind of shit that goes along with it. And then Julia pays the utilities.
And I buy
she pays half of the cat food.
I already know this is gonna end up like a Reddit thread.
No, but like I feel like it's pretty even, and I feel like it's like when we go out to eat. I mean, I really like buying shit for Julia, and I like paying for dinner and whatever. So it's like
we both
but
dinner.
you pick up the tab.
Yeah, I would say like it's pretty.
But we don't really talk about it.
Yeah, and I actually really like that. I know that it's not always maybe practical in every relationship, but we never talk about it. Like one person just gets the check, and I think it's fairly even. Although during certain periods of time, like my birthday and stuff, Nick will treat me a lot, and it's really kind. But we both pick up the check. I bought dinner last night. I bought dinner last night.
The first or second year that we were dating, when I took you on a weekend trip for your birthday, but what happened?
You ran out of money.
I ran out of money. Like I didn't have money for gas.
Yeah, it's
to
true.
Get home, so I had to borrow money.
No, that was
from a birthday girl.
Yeah, the second year we were dating, Nick took me on this like on this trip to this hotel. What's it called?
The Madonna Inn.
The Madonna Inn. It's like a popular hotel in San Luis Obispo, a few hours away, and the rooms are like overpriced. You know, it's like a kitschy motel basically. And Nick like got us a room there, but when we got there, he didn't have money to buy gas for the car, so I had to front.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't front it.
Yes. Was it that bad?
Yes. You were not good at managing finances back then, and I'd like to think that I've played a significant role in your development. Anyways.
You have.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, so yeah, a lot of people wanted to know. I think like in the future at some point, if we're ever like married or something, maybe we would have a joint account, but for all of our intents and purposes, it works well for us to keep our finances separate. What is your advice for making long distance relationships successful?
Move to the same city.
Okay, I would say schedule time to also be in the same place. If you can't be together, then like set a time when you will see each other and don't just leave it open-ended.
For sure.
And talk frequently. Somebody asked, do you always sleep together when both of you are home?
What the hell does that mean?
Do we sleep in the same bed?
Yeah, unless we get in a gnarly fight.
That almost never happens. That's happened like twice.
It almost never happens, but I really honestly like times that I have slept on the couch, it's really comfortable and I really like sleeping in a sleeping bag.
Yeah, also when Nick had COVID last year in March, like right when COVID started happening, I slept on the couch for like a month, and honestly, no, I didn't. Are you kidding me? I didn't sleep in here until you were better.
It's 2 weeks.
Nick, I slept out there for a month. Why are you saying
Honestly, I blacked out that whole month. I don't remember anything.
Okay,
Was it nice though?
It was really comfortable. I slept on the couch for a month. It was super comfortable, minus I was really scared that I was going to get COVID. Okay.
But also, I feel like growing up when you know, if you had some friends who, like a friend whose parents would sleep in separate rooms, it always seemed like super weird to me. But also, I could kind of get down with that because I don't know. Like it, I like sleeping in the bed with you, but also it kind of makes sense.
I mean, I think like we've actually talked about this before, like a long time ago. Like if we ever have a larger house with spare bedrooms, I think there would be certain situations where it would make sense to sleep in separate rooms. Like Nick sometimes gets home from work at like 4 or 5 in the morning and I'm already asleep, or one of us is traveling, like anything. Or sometimes honestly, one of us can't sleep. So it would be nice to have a second room for that, but it wouldn't be like a regular thing. It would more be like as needed, I think.
Yeah, so you can watch Felicity at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. If there's any questions on here that make you uncomfortable, we can either cut them out or you can just say skip. Nick.
Skip.
Is it difficult for either of you with one person being in recovery and the other not an addict and not in recovery? So we should clarify, I guess, that Nick is sober for 13 years. Good job.
Thank you.
And I'm not. So.
And the other not being an addict and not. No, I don't think it's hard. I feel like I've been sober at times and dated people who are like maybe not alcoholics or drug addicts, but like really like to go out a lot and maybe like aren't that cool when they're drunk, and that has been a challenge for sure. But I've seen Julia drunk like, I don't know, 5 or 6 times maybe, and it's like always just like pretty funny. So it's not an issue at all.
Yeah, I don't drink that much.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy, for the most part, being drunk. I do really enjoy having like 1 glass of wine, but I feel like, at least from what Nick has told me, he's like in the point of recovery where I can have alcohol in the house and it's not, as long as it's not like out in the open, like it doesn't bother you, right?
No, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I would rather not have anything in the house just because I don't feel tempted, but...
Well, we don't have to have anything. I've asked you before.
No, but I would like for you to be able to have a glass of wine. I mean, if there was like 8 balls of cocaine hanging around or something like that, it'd be a little different.
I think we both, I mean, I don't drink a lot and Nick doesn't drink. We both don't do drugs, so it's fairly a good match in that sense. We both also don't love like going out and partying. Okay. Also, somebody said, what is one thing that Julia has done to help your recovery? Asking because my husband is in recovery.
I don't know if I don't know if you've done anything to help, really. I feel like there's times when, like, I mean, what do you think you've done? I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like there's times that if I'm like, oh, I need to go handle some sobriety stuff, or like I need to focus on, working on some stuff for my sobriety, you're always like encouraging and supportive.
Yeah. What is something weird you like about each other? I mean, Nick writes songs for the cats, which I like. And
it's not so much weird, it's just like really fucking cool. I don't know.
What's something you can't think of anything? You don't think I'm weird at all?
No.
What do you like about my weirdness?
I don't know how to answer that.
Do you think it's important to have a partner with a similar sex drive? What do you do if your libidos don't match? I would say that, at least for me, like it kind of changes over time. So it's not necessarily like always going to be the same, but I think to a certain extent, you guys need to compromise if you don't have the same sex drive, and find things to do that make you guys both feel physically connected and maybe in the mood. And for that, I would maybe suggest therapy and or what?
Therapy to get in the mood?
No, therapy to like talk about ways to overcome that obstacle.
Guess so.
Do you think it's important?
Yeah, I do. I feel like I've pretty much felt the same in that department since I was like, I don't know, 12 or whatever, but
12?
But I feel like you kind of go up and down, but I don't know. I don't think it's really an issue for us.
Yeah. Women's hormones change throughout the month, so that can affect your sex drive based on what hormones you're producing at the time. What do you do when arguments turn nasty or cruel? Take timeouts.
Mm-hmm.
If we take a timeout, we have to make sure to like tell each other when we're going to like reconvene, because when it's open-ended, it kind of feels scary, at least for me. So we'll say like, hey, we need to take an hour or maybe even like 20 minutes depending on the situation. And I think most importantly, when arguments start to turn nasty, really consider like our words so that we're not saying hurtful things in the moment. We've both done that. Like name calling, just insults, things like that are kind of like off the table. And if you personally feel like you're doing that, then even you can remove yourself from the situation while you cool down. Anything else?
I forgot the question.
What do you do when arguments turn nasty or cruel?
I don't know. Try to not say anything you're gonna regret.
How does Nick handle temptation on the road?
Like eating like dessert every night?
Like
I get it.
with women?
I'm not interested.
That's nice. Honestly, I do believe that. So it's never really been an issue, and we both travel like independently from each other fairly often, and it's always been fine. Have you ever considered being polyamorous or opening the relationship?
Fuck no.
Definitely not for us. I think both of us are not interested, and if that ever happened, I honestly think Nick would like murder people.
Like date other, like an open relationship kind of thing?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. That's not for me.
Yeah, not for me either. I think overall we just like both enjoy parts of monogamy way more than any other part of.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather just be single at that point. I feel like either I'd rather be in a committed relationship or just fully just doing my own thing with no responsibilities. I don't know why you would want to have like multiple responsibilities.
Well, that's your opinion, but I tend to feel the same. So to each their own. For Nick, Julia's an amazing chef. Thank you. What's your favorite thing or recipe that she makes you to eat?
That salad.
It's like the Caesar salad?
Yeah.
There's like this Caesar salad that I've been making him for years that was based on a Caesar salad that we had together in New York.
A bunch of times.
Yeah. I made it for you a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. Maybe I haven't ever posted the recipe anywhere, but it's like romaine, candied pecans, really good Caesar dressing, and fresh Parmesan cheese. It's really simple, but
super good.
Yeah, it's really good. Have you ever lied to each other? If so, how did you move forward? And do you think white lies matter? We definitely lie to each other.
For sure.
But
Do white lies matter? I mean,
I think they do.
You gotta ask yourself, you know, I feel like I know if I'm not just in a relationship, but just in general, if I don't know, if I'm having like a moment of moral lapse or whatever, like, I don't know, if I'm being sketchy in any kind of way, I for sure know.
Yeah,
I think you just know, so just don't do it if it makes you feel weird.
I mean, we've both lied to each other, but we've also been together for a really long time, so it hasn't been like a consistent pattern in our relationship, but there have been sporadic moments where we've like lied, maybe slightly for whatever reason, and I think we've always talked about it afterwards. I think we both firmly do not want to be lied to, and we don't think it's helpful or productive to lie.
Yeah,
So,
also I will say, I feel like...
You've lied more than me. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like if I'm being dishonest or whatever with whoever I'm dating, then I feel less close to them, which, I don't know, it's just like a slippery slope.
Yeah. I think white lies matter. Like, if you feel guilt at all about what you're saying to the other person, you should just be honest. But the only time lying I think is irrelevant is when you remember things differently over time.
Yeah, or...
But that's not really like a lie, that's just like your memory and perception of events.
Or if you think it might just create more problems to like tell the whole story or something, and then just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's like certain situations, I know, I'm sure people will rip this apart in the comments section, but we do not make it a habit to lie to each other, and when we have, we've always discussed it afterwards and found a solution. How soon did you both move in together? It was like about a year.
Like a year.
Yeah, a little less than a year actually, because I was living in New York and my lease ended with my roommate, and then I just decided to move to LA. But when I moved here, we didn't actually have a place set up, so we lived with Nick's friends for the first like 2 or 3 months, right?
Yeah, at least, right?
Yeah, and then we found an apartment and moved in, and shit got
like
real.
Yeah.
And people have been asking what changes when you move in together.
All kinds of shit, but also it wasn't just like we had been dating in the same town. I think like because we were long distance, every time we'd see each other it was kind of like vacation mode, and like she would come to LA and I would
like take off work.
Yeah, I would not work, and we would just do fun stuff, you know, showing somebody around a city they weren't familiar with. And when you moved here, I mean, all of that, like, not like we stopped doing fun stuff, but it was like reality check for sure.
Yeah, it was like super different for sure. I agree. When I was coming out to LA to visit, I would like take off work and we'd plan just like a bunch of fun things. And then when I moved here, I was looking for a job and Nick was working more, and it suddenly became very real. Also, when you live with someone,
not in a bad way, it's just different.
Yeah, it was just like finding our routines. But when you live with somebody, you are constantly, you know, you're coexisting with someone else, so I feel like you are constantly kind of compromising on things. And it can be challenging in some ways, but I think we've lived together now for like 6 years. I've been here for over 6 years. So we moved in together before a year. But I think we live fairly well together. We're both also like really independent, so we give each other a lot of space.
Yeah.
What's the single item or product you each can't live without?
Coffee.
Yep, coffee. For you? For me? I don't really know. Can you think of one?
What was the question? Single item or
product you can't live without? I don't think I have one. There's like nothing in my life aside from people, like family and the cats, that I feel like I need or couldn't live without. If I had to choose something I really like, I would say like a nice turtleneck. That's probably what?
Yeah, there you go.
But I could honestly live without them if necessary. Do you guys ever get tired of each other?
Sure.
Yeah, I think sometimes you wake up and you're super into your partner, and sometimes you wake up and you fucking can't stand them. It's just like, I don't know, your feelings about the other person change all the time. So you don't feel in love 100% of the time. What is a weird, unusual talent that each one of you has? I would say Nick can make the most ugly face ever in existence. You know the face? Can you make it on camera?
No.
Why?
That's a private event.
I have photos of it.
Okay.
So I'll insert one somewhere. What was
the question?
What's a weird or unusual talent?
That's a talent?
It's a weird talent.
Okay.
What's mine?
Folding shirts like a robot. I'm
really good at folding clothes, laundry. Oh, that's another important question. There's so many questions, I can't find it. How do you split house chores? Does Nick ever clean his own bathroom? And does he ever cook?
I cook a lot for myself. Julie doesn't, I mean, you don't really like my cooking, so.
It's not true.
It is true.
Nick puts everything in a pan and fries it with oil for the most part when he's cooking for himself, which is fine. And honestly, you've made me food before and it's been good. But generally, Nick cooks for himself. However, if I ask you to make me a meal or a snack, you always will.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
I don't clean my bathroom. I wipe the toilet down sometimes, and then, but basically I pay for the house cleaner.
Yeah, hold on,
who comes once a week, and then I clean the kitchen and like do dishwasher, like dishes, kind of stuff like that, like almost every day.
I think people are really caught up on this because I clean a lot in my YouTube videos, and everyone's like, why isn't Nick ever cleaning?
Why isn't Nick ever cleaning? People ask that.
All the time. Literally all the time. They think I'm like...
Y'all are too bored.
So yeah, I do a lot of the cleaning around the house, but Nick, our agreement is that Nick pays for us to have a house cleaner. She comes every Wednesday, and she cleans the whole house, and she's honestly amazing. And that's kind of his portion, but he also has his own kind of chores that he does. Like he does clean the kitchen a lot. He pretty much does the trash and recycling, and he feeds the cats every morning. There's just like, I don't know if it's not cleaning, but it's like a chore. And if I ask Nick if he'll do something, he generally will. So it's not completely even, but I feel like we're both comfortable with it and happy with it. What's one thing you each do that annoys the other person for no reason? Nick leaves wet towels everywhere in the kitchen. That drives me crazy.
You leave your bathroom light on.
Okay,
and you leave recycling in the kitchen sink. Not just like cat food cans, but like any kind of takeout salad, plastic container, or whatever. There's trash in the sink.
I've really gotten better about that.
I cleaned up some this morning.
Okay. No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
It was already washed out? Okay. The reason that I do that is so I can rinse them out to recycle them.
Totally. I do the same thing, I just do it in the moment. I
almost always do now. Because I'm afraid of you. God. Whatever. Is it possible to stay friends with your ex, and is it healthy or not?
Whoever asked that question knows the answer to that question.
Well, it depends on the situation.
Yeah, but like, if you're like still into your ex, then the answer is no. If not, and you guys are friends and you have some reason to be communicating, or you guys, I mean, I don't know. I'm like cool with all my exes, I think, and anyone that I ever talk to, it's like, it's nice to like catch up with like an old friend kind of a thing. But if it was a weird situation, I wouldn't talk to them. So if you have to ask the question. You were not always cool with, I feel like you're not cool with your exes when you first break up with them. Or sorry, not when you break up, when you guys first break up. I'm also on good terms with everyone I've ever dated, like seriously. And I think if you had a good relationship where you respect each other, then often you can be cool or at least amicable. And I always encourage that. But if you're like in an abusive relationship, or there's something else going on, or, you know, I don't know, sometimes it's not possible to be friends. It's like a case-by-case basis. Ask me any question, I'll answer with one word. How do you deal with the monotony of being with the same person for so long? Sex. Go, next one. One word. Have you ever experienced feelings for someone else while together? No. How do you keep things sexy with a long-term partner? Skip. How do you bounce back from fights in order to truly move forward? Sex. Nick. Have you ever taken a break? Huh? Have you ever taken a break? Have I? Have we ever taken a break? I don't think so. No. One word answer, no. Okay. What is a fantasy for each of you? A fantasy? Are you still doing a one word answer? I can. Which would be what? I'd really like to go to outer space. How has the pandemic affected your relationship? Greatly. Nick, you think that? How's it affected us? I mean... Was that your one word answer? Yeah. I think it has affected us because we've both been home a lot. Yeah, we've just been Okay. I'm done with this. It's so hot.
Okay.
God, I'm sweating.
All right, just 2 more questions. Does Nick watch your YouTube videos?
Not really, sometimes.
You don't really watch them. That's okay. I'm not offended. All right, one last question. Let me pick one and answer like really and not like a dork.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on marriage and kids? Do you guys have similar ideas of what you want in the future?
We don't have like always a super similar idea of it. I feel like...
I think the general idea is the same.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more into the idea of having kids than marriage. I feel like I could honestly just never get married. I just don't... It just doesn't really... There's nothing like about it where I'm like, oh, I really want that. Like that'll make me feel, I don't know, happy or like I've achieved this thing. I've just like never been into the idea of it. But I do like the idea of having a family and having kids and like raising them with their mother and having traditions and all this kind of stuff. I like all of that, and I like the idea of a family staying together.
Yeah.
And not, you know, but I don't know, just like a marriage, a wedding, all that shit. Like if there was a big tax break, that'd be a good incentive. But like literally, other than that, I feel like it doesn't appeal to me.
I mean, you just like feeling kind of indifferent about it, or
yeah,
slash
I don't.
And
yeah.
I think like the commitment kind of scares you too.
Yeah.
Also, like we have really different backgrounds. My parents are together, Nick's parents are divorced. Like I think that kind of comes into play, but we both do have, I think, long-term goals that are, if not completely the same, they are like negotiable. We both want a family of some kind. We're open to what that means. I would like to get married at some point, but I don't.
Like that would be a reason to do it. I don't give a shit about it, but like it's like you're asking about having wine in the house. Like I don't really want wine in the house, but if it makes you happy to have a glass of wine, then cool. And if it makes you happy to get married at some point, then like that would be more of an incentive than like, I don't know. I personally am not going to be like, I really want to get married.
Yeah, I don't think you'll ever be like that. That's okay.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. I feel like I've been judgmental about myself about it before, but I just don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I don't think there is either, but I think like if it is something that you absolutely want to do in your life 100% with certainty and your partner like doesn't, then maybe that's something that you guys need to talk about.
Something you guys need to break up about.
Maybe.
I mean,
yeah, I think if you want something with certainty and your partner absolutely doesn't, like that's probably, it could be non-negotiable. But if you guys are like flexible with something, like I don't feel the need to get married today. I would like to do it at a certain point in time, and Nick is open to that. We also both don't want a wedding. Like we don't care about that. I have also always felt like that. I don't want to pick a dress out. I don't like dresses. I own one with the tags on, and also just being like in front of a ton of people. I think if we ever do get married, it would be either kind of like a courthouse thing or a couple of friends like having a really nice dinner with a private chef or something. That sounds nice. So yeah, is that it?
It's been real, guys. Thank you so much for having me. It's
okay.
Really fun, and I can't wait to do this again.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I have no idea how long it's going to be or what weirdness I'm going to have to edit out, but if you enjoyed listening to us answer some of your questions and you would like a part 2 and we can maybe convince Nick to do another one, then let us know in the comment section below. If you have other questions that we did not answer and you would like an answer, you can also leave those. You can also leave those below. Thank you for being here. I know you don't like it, but you did a good job.
You did too. You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Thanks for being here. See you later.
Bye.